Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. This is the only hearing this month for the hearing officer, our last agenda. All of the properties were brought into compliance, so this is our only meeting for the month. My name's Vanessa McDonald. I'm the hearing officer, so I'm going to be running the meeting this afternoon. I have something to read into the agenda or into the public record, and then we'll jump into our really brief agenda. The City of Tempe hearing officer is authorized by Arizona Revised Statutes and the City of Tempe Zoning and Development Code. The hearing officer has the duty to carry out the provisions and the intent of the Zoning and Development Code and the Tempe City Code. The hearing officer is granted the authority to conduct public hearings to decide upon the abatement of code violations occurring on properties within the city. These violations include, among other things, deteriorated structures or landscaping, and storage of junk or refuse. Abatement actions are brought before the hearing officer by the city's Code Compliance Division, typically after numerous attempts at contacting the property owner to obtain voluntary compliance with the code. The hearing officer may issue an order directing the owner, occupant, rental agent, property manager, or other responsible person to remediate a code violation, or authorize the city to abate the property. The cost of the abatement is the responsibility of the owner of the property where the violation occurred and will be collected as an assessment against the property in violation. On today's agenda, we have two items. We have a set of minutes from July 18th, 2023, and one property abatement. Any property owner who is aggrieved by a decision of the hearing officer may file an appeal within 14 calendar days after the hearing officer has made a decision. The deadline for appealing any decision rendered today is 3 p.m. on August 29th, 2023. Appeals are heard by the Board of Adjustment, after which they may also be appealed to the Superior Court. A property owner has 14 days to either file an appeal or bring their property into code compliance within this 14-day window. If neither of these things happen, then within the required time frame, then the property will be abated by the city. Joining me this afternoon, to my left, Cassidy Hernandez and Drew Yoakum from Community Development. Thank you for being here and for helping set things up this afternoon. As I mentioned, our agenda is real brief. We have a set of minutes from July 18th, 2023. Cassidy sent those to me shortly after that meeting ended, and I had a chance to review them, and I believe they accurately reflect what took place at that hearing. So I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from July 18th, 2023. The next item on the agenda is a request for approval to abate public nuisance items at the Davis property. This property is located at 6904 South Lakeshore Drive. The applicant is the City of Tempe, represented this afternoon by Code Compliance Inspector Barbara Simons. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Hearing Officer. Am I coming through okay? Okay. My name is Barbara Simons, and I'm a Code Compliance Inspector with the City of Tempe Code Compliance Division. I'm here this evening to request a 180-day open abatement for the property located at 6904 South Lakeshore Drive in Tempe, Arizona, 85283. This case was initiated proactively on February 14th, 2023, for weeds in a gravel landscape front and side yards, and for junk and stored items in the front porch area. Several inspections in March found no changes, so a notice was left on the front door on March 29th. On April 10th, the yard was cleaned up, but the front porch remained in violation. I exchanged emails with the owner several times, resulting in a number of extensions. On May 17th, the weeds in the front and side yards were back, and the porch was unchanged, so a citation was issued. I inspected the property today, and the weeds had been taken care of, but much of the junk and stored items remained in the front porch area. I would now like to present a photo taken today of the existing violation.
Thank you.
You can see the bins piled up, miscellaneous items. Some of the bins are only storing junk, like you can see plastic bottles
Or
here.
bottles, right? So it's like they've weatherproofed the stuff that was on the patio. When you've had discussions with the property owner, what is their rationale for keeping this in the front?
He accepts that there's a problem. He keeps saying that he has rented a storage area and he's going to start moving items and moving items. And there were iterations of this discussion. And only in this last reinspection did I notice any change at all. There are fewer items.
Right, the ice chest is gone, the stool is still there,
There are
fewer boxes.
Right, but given the duration of this case and the repeated reinspection dates with no action whatsoever, I think that it's still the right thing to do to seek an 180-day open abatement for the junk and stored items located at this property, 6904 South Lake Shore Drive.
Okay, thank you. I just had a quick question out of curiosity. You mentioned that this case came about proactively. What did you mean by?
I drove by the
Oh,
property.
okay, that's what I thought.
So
but-
this was not necessarily a complaint. We have
Okay.
received complaints along the way, mostly for the landscape issues, but at this time, those have been cleared up.
Okay, great, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the update and the pictures from this morning. Mr. Yocum, is there anyone wanting to speak on this item that's on the line?
No, Madam Hearing Officer.
Okay, thank you. For the record, I'll note that in the chamber is only City of Tempe code compliance staff, so there are no members of the public here to speak on this item. Well, I agree with your assessment of the property. The property owner has just done, very minuscule things to try and achieve compliance, but they're not there, clearly. And I believe 180 days would be appropriate in this instance. So I'm going to go ahead and approve your abatement request contained in CE 230918 for the property located at 6904 South Lake Shore. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our agenda this afternoon. Mr. Yocum, any announcements?
Yes, just the one. Our next scheduled hearing officer meeting is set for Tuesday, September 5th. That will be at 5 p.m. and will be held here in the Tempe City Council chambers as well as live on Tempe 11.
Okay, perfect. That's the day after Labor Day, right? Okay.
Sounds like a yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
All
I
right.
will make a mental note of that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We're adjourned.